Looks like Mike Vrabel is in a little bit of hot water these days, because it says here in my official notes that Michael Bartholomew Vrabel and his concubine / mistress, Diana Margaret Russini, deserve every ounce of frontier justice they got coming to you, which probably isn't much. Like, I'm trying to understand exactly what the big deal is with this whole Vrabel thing. Let's solve this problem. If you don't give a shit about the NFL draft or off-season in general, like me, then you may not even be aware that Mike Vrabel, who is the head coach of the Super Bowl appearing New England Patriots and adopted son of that Roberto Kraft dude, who, if you remember, is the guy that got his barn door worked over at the massage parlor during a few Super Bowls ago, like pregame. He went to a little rub and tug place and got a little barn door jerk and squirt, if you will. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Vrabel, Mike Vrabel. Says here that he is in some hot water, some front page tabloid morality type stuff after photos of him and a nice lady named only Russini that we know of were published of them intertwining their little spirit fingers and hugging and smooching and giving off all the vibes of two humans who couldn't wait to smush their private parts together. Which, who cares? Right? Like, that's what humans just do. We work, we consume, we rub our sewer parts together, and then we die. And that's life. Only, here's the dilemma. They're both married to totally another set of humans with differently arranged molecules. Vrabel since 1999 and Russini since 2020. And in case none of what I previously said like 3 seconds ago makes any sense, the published photos simply imply that Vrabel and Russini are, mushing their privates together. Or for you commoners out there, they're cheating on their respective wives / husbands. I don't know why I pluralized husbands. Pretty sure she's not married to multiple people, right? What a nightmare. Who can handle? I could barely handle one. How can anybody handle more than one? One is enough. The key word here is imply. It's not like the photos are of Vrabel pile driving Russini from behind while wearing a gimp mask and dress socks. It's simply just photos of them hugged up on each other, kissing at a bar, just generally typical flirty type grown-uppy stuff. Which again, who fucking cares? Humans cheat all the time, right? It's what we do. Like, it could be happening right now, maybe even to you. So if you're married and you're not in the presence of the person that you share a house and a bed and a car and possibly kids and possibly a lawn that you got to take care of, if you're not in the presence of that person right this minute, there is a greater than zero chance that they're out doing nasty stuff with their sewer areas, with another human's sewer areas. And maybe you know that person, maybe you don't. But it's a possibility that they're out there cheating on you right now. My point is, cheating on your spouse or significant other isn't illegal. Immoral, maybe. It depends on your culture, I guess. But the punishment is usually divorce, heavy drinking, depression, and the nightmare of having two separate Christmases. I mean, Russini went to work the next day. They just got on with their life after the photos were published. Like, capitalism never stops. Like, even when your life is crumbling around you, you still got to go to your job. You still got to fill your car up with gas. You still got to do all the shit that you got to do to make money so you don't become fucking homeless. And Vrabel is still doing his job, as far as I know, as of this taping. coaching the professional NFL Patriots, except he did take day 3 of the draft off, which was their big day. They had like 8 picks or something to go to attend to family matters, which we all know. That's code for counseling. He got busted, bedding some strange, and his wife is like, we're going to counseling. I mean, it's highly likely that Mrs. Vrabel already knew these two were fooling around, because from the reports, a couple of the photos were like 6 years old. So forcing Vrabel into counseling is her way, Mrs. Vrabel's way, of punching back at Mr. Vrabel. Because have you ever been to counseling? It's like slow motion torture, but not of your body, of your soul. I would rather have a white hot poker pressed to my ball sack. So well played, Mrs. Vrabel. Well played. I tip my glass to you, madam. But why is Vrabel even trying to save the marriage? Why doesn't he just divorce Mrs. Vrabel and go live out his fuck fantasy with Russini if she wants the same? Well, I'll tell you why. There's this old saying. It goes something like this. The person, who marries their mistress immediately creates a vacancy. Meaning, if Vrabel and Russini both divorce their respective spouses and then they join forces and get married legally with rings and all that shit, then they each of them immediately creates a need for a mistress in their life. By the way, is it mistress from the female perspective also? Shouldn't it be like master-ess? Mistress? Dudeness? Whatever. It doesn't matter. None of this matters. What matters is Vrabel is a celebrity NFL head coach. It's his job. It's what he does for work. And he's been busted seemingly cheating on his wife. Similar with Russini. She was a sports reporter for The Athletic who resigned when The Athletic launched an investigation into the whole sewer fiddling with Vrabel thing. By the way, they both deny the sewer fiddling part because, of course, they do. They have to. What? No. This is my Vrabel impression. What? No, that's... yeah, it looks like we're kissing, but she had a bug on her lip. And I had accidentally glued my hands to her thighs, and so I had to get the bug off, so I used my lips to get the bug off. Honestly, you know what? I don't even care. This is a stupid thing to be talking about. It's funny because they're both idiots if they thought that they were never going to get caught. And you know what else? Maybe they're not even boning. Maybe they're in some kind of weird platonic flirtation where as far as they go is first base. And I guess that's still emotional cheating, but that feels like nitpicking. And no doubt these two families are getting emotionally butthurt. There's a lot of different people involved. There's kids and all that crap and blah, blah, blah. It's messy family stuff. It's just messy, ugly family business that's none of our fucking business for sure. And who cares? Who cares? Can we please move on? No. We can't just, let it go. I know I'm guilty. I'm talking about it too. So, okay. Let's talk about what the NFL and or Patriots should do about this Vrabel thing. Here's the solution. Nothing. Now realize Vrabel is in the public domain. He's a celebrity, if you will. And there is this whole moral, ethical, integrity ball or whatever to unravel here because he's a wage slave to a corporation who has a brand image to uphold. So in that regard, the real question is Vrabel's behavior on brand for the NFL/Patriots? Or probably from the corporation's perspective, does Vrabel's behavior hurt our brand enough that we need to care? where you could substitute the phrase hurt our brand for cost us money and need to care with get rid of them to avoid that cost, because everything's about money, right? Vrabel is an employee of a corporation. So when he's on the clock, which he always is because he's a salaried employee, the whole exempt at will thing, then he best be representing the brand, which means don't publicly do or say anything that cost us sales. If that were the case, if the NFL and or the Patriots were losing sales because of Vrabel's actions, they'd have already fired him. And I'm willing to bet my right testicle, my left testicle, because that's the bad one. That's the one that doesn't produce semen. Don't tell anybody. That's a secret. So I'm willing to bet my left testicle that the NFL has analysts, a team of analysts, not just one. They got a whole gaggle of analysts that are just sitting in a room somewhere calculating the math on situations like this, that are calculating, okay, this thing happened. Will that lead to a dip in sales, or will that cost us money in some form? If so, how much? So that they can make a determination and tell the NFL, hey, it's going to cost you this much because Vrabel had some photos come out of him hugged up with some woman that isn't his wife. This is going to cost you X amount of dollars. And so the NFL and or Patriots can make a decision about whether or not they want to fire him. And I'm willing to bet that they've already done that math, and the math has come up, it's not that big a deal. I mean, perhaps if Vrabel hadn't just coached the Patriots to a Super Bowl appearance, perhaps if he wasn't the chosen son of Boston or whatever, and perhaps if he wasn't, the person that kind of looks like me, the same cultural kind of persuasion background stuff, you know what I'm saying? Then they probably would have fired him. They probably would have already fired him the second those photos were released. It's the whole, we're trying to fire him. This is just a convenient excuse to pull the trigger on it. By the way, I'm done calling them the New England Patriots because they play in Boston, like the Celtics, like the Bruins, like the baseball team. They got a baseball team, right? They producers don't know the name either. I mean, New England isn't even a place. It's a region. It's just a section of the country. I can't fly into New England, but I can fly into Boston. So it's Boston from now on. Also, by the way, were we the laziest sumbitches back in the day by just slapping a new in front of everything? New England, New York, New Mexico, New Jersey, all the news. We just knew something that's old. Like imagine having a dog named Spot and you get it passes away, sadly, in a tragedy. And then you have to get a new dog and you just, well, fuck it. We're just going to call him New Spot. Then that dog tragically passes away. Then you got to get a new dog, and now you're going to call that New Spot. So, like, if we ever separate New York, are we going to call it New York? Like, how lazy is that? Anyway, that's it. The solution is the NFL and Patriots should just do nothing. Underscore bolded, italicized, nothing. Just do nothing. Let it fizzle the fuck out. You know what? Wake me up when one of them cuts the head off the other one or something. Then we got something to talk about. So another sports problem solved. Thanks for watching. The end. Hey there. Thanks again for watching. I've never understood the cheater's mindset. Like, is the thrill of getting caught the actual juice? Is that what it's all about? Or is it really about just getting some strange? Maybe combining the two is like autoerotic asphyxiation. Like that Michael Hutchinson dude back in the day. Remember that guy when he got caught doing that? But it was like the last time he got caught for anything ever because he died. You remember that? Yeah, that was good times. That was good times. What was I talking about? Anyway, how about a subscribe? Why don't you reach on down there in the bottom of this screen and click that subscribe button? Like this video if you're still watching, because obviously you liked it because you kept watching. And if you feel compelled, leave a nice comment. I like comments. I read them all right now. I've got like 2 subscribers, so who gives a fuck? I will read them all. I will respond to them, unless they're mean. I won't respond to mean comments. Also, I got a web app that does fantasy football stuff and some other statistical stuff that I got planned. I'm going to grow it and make it awesome. It's lineuptheory.com at the moment. If you're watching this in the future, that URL may not be accurate. So check your local Yellow Pages for the URL for that and see if you can find it. Let me know if you find it in the Yellow Pages. I'd be interested to see that too. And it's free. It's free. Everything I do now is free, except it's going to cost you attention. You're going to get ads shown in your face, at least here on the YouTubes. On the website, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. So you better get it while it's free. And again, in the future, if I'm saying it's free and then you go there and there's a giant paywall, I'm sorry. I got to pay bills too. I got bills to pay also, just like you. I am a regular consumer who's like doing this out of the kindness of my heart. You're welcome, America. Now, here's what I want you to do. This is very important. I have it written down in my notes. I want you to get the fuck out of here. Go outside. Look at a tree. Touch the tree. Just look at it. It's so much more amazing than anything you're going to find here on this side. Is it on this side where all the thumbnails are, or is it this side? Wherever you're watching this, whatever comes up next after this, it's not worth watching. Trees are way more interesting. You've had your sports fill. You've had a sports problem solved. Now get the fuck out of here and go look at something interesting. I've been Aaron. Thanks for watching for the 50th time. See you next week.